later. Okay, so I'm gonna just, perfect. All right, so just some quick recognition before we get started with Randy today, and then a couple of quick things about Summit. If you haven't been on in the past like 20 minutes, I did just upload a new recognition board on the team page. Our coach of the week this is another name that I didn't know how to pronounce it. It's McKay Mortella. I wanted to call her Mickey, and she politely was like, just so it's not awkward down the road, like, this is how you say my name. And I was like, okay, cool. So McKay has come out of the woodwork. She had joined as a coach, I want to say a few months ago. And then she kind of took a step back, and now she's like back at it. Her posts are rocking it. She's 100% into her own journey. She is stepping up as a leader in our challenge group, and I just see really, really, really big things coming from her in the near future. So I wanted to give her a well-deserved shout out. And then as for those of us who are on the board, obviously it's only July 8th. So we have plenty of time to keep pushing and change as many lives as humanly possible in July, which hopefully happens a lot with the launch of Morning Meltdown 100, next week, when customers can order it. So hopefully these numbers will jump. But as of now, we have Kelsey and Erin, who are both at 4, meaning they've helped 2 people, because remember, each life changed is 2 points, so 2 times 2 is 4. Christina, Maureen, and myself are all at 2, meaning we've all helped 1 person. So whether you're on the board or not, know that there is so much time in the month left to keep pushing. Like I said, we have Summit. Even if you are not going to Summit, you should be sharing about Summit. So if you're not going to Summit, not only should you be committing to going next year. So what's today? Monday. So usually like Friday night, maybe Saturday, I think it's Friday night, the tickets for next year's Summit will go on sale. So like this Friday at Summit, they will announce when and where next year's Summit is. And the tickets will go live. Like if you're at Summit, you'll see people who are like walking and stop on the side of the road and are on their phone getting their ticket like online. So we'll be obviously and sharing all the fun announcements and stuff with you guys, but you need to commit this year to be going next year. And then you need to be, posting about it. You can, even if you're not there, you can share about how your team is there and this is what your team is doing and you're so excited to be going next year. So hopefully, with Summit and then of course with Morning Meltdown 100, which you should be sharing also and also committing to yourself. Hopefully we will, change that many more lives in July. So just a little bit more about Summit. Especially if you're not going, I posted just a little bit ago that we will live stream the opening and closing ceremonies. So if you're not going, hopefully you can plan to tune in virtually Thursday night and Saturday night. The opening ceremony and the closing ceremony are like two of the pretty biggest events of the weekend. And so hopefully you can kind of feel like you're there a little bit. So plan accordingly for that. And then also those of us who are going, we're going to be sharing like everything that's happening this weekend. I can't believe it's this weekend. So I have like images ready to go for day 1, 2, 3, and 4 with the agenda. And we're going to be on the thread. We're going to be sharing like pictures of what we're doing. And, if we take a selfie with a personal trainer, if we, when we're registering, if we're just out having a good time, we're going to be sharing all that stuff. So you guys can kind of get a feel and a glimpse for what it's like to be at Summit and, feel like that much more of a desire to make sure that you are there next year. So know that we'll be sharing with you. Know that you can share on your social media, even if you're not there, you can share that your team is there and that you'll be there next year. And know that tickets will go on sale probably Friday night, and they'll be discounted too. So that's why a lot of people really jump on it, because they're discounted when they first come out. And we don't know where it is or when it is, so it's kind of exciting. They do like a big reveal. Joe thinks, I was with Joe this weekend, he thinks we're going to be in Indy for a 3rd year. He feels like he heard that from somebody. So I don't know. We'll see. And usually it's around this time of year. I think last year was I want to say last year or the year before was in June, but it's around this time of year. So yeah, so that's it. So tonight we have our very own Randy, who is going to be sharing more about how she totally rocks her challenge groups. I am in her challenge group. I'm not active in it, but I steal posts here and there. And I can tell you firsthand, it absolutely rocks. This girl really puts everything into giving her challengers that amazing experience that we talk about. You know, when we say that we change somebody's life, they order from us. That's when our job starts. Our job starts when somebody orders. And then you want to give them that amazing experience. And I think Pat Reelman has done an amazing job, you know, showing that himself, but also kind of trickling that down into all of Team Boom, that we all have this passion to not just sell, but to truly, you know, change people's lives through these groups. And so Randy does a great job with that. And so she is going to share some of her tips and tricks and knowledge, and hopefully you can have some takeaways for things that you can do in your groups. Okay.
Thank you, Brooke. However, I can't take all the credit for our groups. I have some pretty kick-ass success partners.
You do.
I am going to share my screen here. And okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so like Brooke said, I am going to talk about how to run a kick-ass challenge group. And of course, it started storming here. So if I would happen to get kicked off, I definitely apologize. Some of these things that I'm going to talk about, we do in our group or have done. Other things are things that I want to start implementing in the future. So take notes, you know, feel free to steal any ideas that you guys like. Just one suggestion, I wouldn't try to implement everything at once because you'll get overwhelmed, and so will your challengers. If you have any questions, unmute yourself like Brooke said, or I will try to check the chat when I'm done, because if I check throughout, I will have squirrel brain and get off track. So first of all, I'll talk about what a challenge group is, why we run them, creating a culture and setting expectations for your group, and then how to make it fun. So what is, sorry guys, I got the boxes here. What is a challenge group, or virtual gym, or boot camp, or accountability group, or virtual boot camp, whatever you guys call it? They're all the same thing, but they're an accountability group that helps hold yourself and your clients accountable for their journey. So they are a place filled with motivation, inspiration, and support so that you can reach dreams that, or goals that you've only dreamed of, okay? And that goes for us and our challengers. Where do we run these groups? They can be ran on Facebook or the My Challenge Tracker app by Beachbody. I haven't ever really used that. When I first started, as a challenger, I was in a group that used that, but I have not touched it since. So today I'm just going to strictly be talking about running them on Facebook. But I think most of what I talk about can be done from what I gather in the app as well. So why do we run challenge groups? I mean, we could easily, like Brooke said, just sell them the products and be done. But our job starts after we make the sale. We run these groups for accountability, like I said, for ourselves and our clients, to build relationships with our clients, to change their freaking lives, and then to create fans of Beachbody who then become coaches. Because this isn't like 100% accurate, but around 80 to 90% of coaches start as challengers. I know there are some that start right away as a coach and a challenger, but a lot of times they start as challengers. Even coaches like Ashley Molstead started as a challenger. Just throwing that out there for you. So you never know who in your group is going to become your next diamond, your next gold ship. So you want to treat everyone like they are going to be your next runner. okay? Creating a culture and setting expectations. We want to create a culture that our challengers will pick up on like right away. You know, as soon as they get into the group, they're going to realize, oh, hey, this is fun. This is inviting. This is open, and we can, you know, trustworthy. And set expectations by doing it yourself. Okay. If you want them to do something, you got to do it too. You can't expect them to do it and not do it yourself. Be open too. Have an open culture with your group. Let them know that you're not perfect. If you have a shitty day as far as nutrition or your workout just didn't happen, let them know. Post about it. They don't want this perfect leader. They want a human being that is in this journey with them. So don't be afraid to show your flaws too. And let them know that this is a lifestyle and it's not a quick fix. Okay. So that if they don't get results in like the first week, they don't quit. Because let's be honest, some people are just that way. Culture. You want to have trust within your challenge group. Okay. You want to build a relationship of trust with your clients, but then also with other challengers in the groups. You want them to feel comfortable and like it's a safe place to open up, and that this is more than just fitness. So if they're having a bad day, they can come in and tell us about it, or they can reach out for help. You know, they're struggling in this aspect, you know, maybe with the parenting of their toddler, and does anybody have any like books to help with this, or, you know, things like that. So you want them to know that this group is more than just about health and fitness. Accountability. You hold each other accountable. Check in on those that haven't posted in a couple of days by sending them a one-on-one message, or you can set challengers up with accountability buddies. So in the beginning, you have them like introduce themselves, and they can state like 3 fun facts about them. And then you can try to pair them up with others that have posted similar facts. And then they can kind of check in with each other. You know, they can set a time to work out together and do it on a Zoom call or, you know, live, anything like that. Just a little extra accountability or push amongst themselves too. I like to tag my people at the end of the day. I don't do it every day. I need to be better about that. That haven't posted that day. And then that kind of reminds them of, oh crap, I forgot to post. So let me go in and do that. And then if they still don't post after a couple days, then I go in and I message them one-on-one and just kind of say, hey, how are you doing? I noticed you haven't posted in a few days. Is everything okay? Is there anything I can do to help? Then change their lives, guys. Help them stay committed to their journey and help them get the kick-ass transformations we all know are possible, because we know these work. Like, we are proof that these programs work, but we have to do it. They have to show up and they have to do it in order for it to work. And also, just like I said, be there for them outside of the fitness part of it, because you never know what they're going through daily, and you can help change their life mentally as well as physically. Okay. Be positive and uplifting when they do fall off. You know, ask them what you can do to help to get them back on track, or what they're struggling with. You know, just be open. Okay. Become their friend. Like, really, that's what we are. Expectations. So some of these, like I said, we do and we don't do. A couple of these are things that I want to start adding in. But you set the expectations for your group without having to come out and say it. Okay. You can just, by you showing up every day, then your challengers know that you expect them to show up every day. And that you want them to do the exact same things that you're doing, and that they see everyone else in the group doing as well. Because if you don't show up, guys, you can't expect them to show up, and your group is just gonna flop. So let them know that you're there with them. Okay. Like I said, this isn't just about you being their coach or their leader. Let them know that you're in the nitty gritty with them too. Your workouts aren't perfect. Your nutrition isn't perfect. You fall off, but what's important is that you get back on. You can do weekly check-ins. This is one thing I'm going to start adding with my girls, but you can have your challengers send you weekly progress pictures and measurements. And if they're not comfortable with doing the measurements and the pictures, I spelled pictures wrong too. Sorry about that. You can have them and comfortable. Wow, my typing sucks. Sorry, guys. You can have them check in with 2 things that they accomplished that week, okay? So, you know, they had a non-scale victory of upping their weights in each workout this week, or they stuck to their nutrition this week. Because I know sometimes people really let the numbers get to them, and we don't want that to happen because it's not just about the numbers. It's not about a number on the scale, and it's not about a certain measurement or a certain clothing size. It's about being healthy and the best version of themselves. So if they can see other things that they've accomplished throughout the week, then those numbers they're going to learn that those numbers don't really matter. Contract. I know this is kind of a newer thing, and a lot of people are doing it with the Morning Meltdown 100. I've seen a lot of contracts floating around that they're going to have their people say, you know, they commit to the 100 workouts and to doing this and that. So that is something you can do. You can have your clients or challengers sign a contract saying they'll send their progress check-ins. They'll post 6 to 7 days out of a week. They're drinking their Shakeology, and they're showing up to become the best version of themselves while cheering others on who are doing the same thing. I don't do a contract, but I have started doing a form, and I got this idea from Brooke. But at the end of the month, I send them out a form saying, you know, asking what program they're doing, and this is going to be for like the challenge that starts the following month. So what program they're doing, what products they're using, what products they want to know more about. You know, do they have any questions or concerns? Are they reading their personal development? Do they need any recommendations? And are they thinking about coaching as well? Like I said, I got that idea from Brooke, and I sent it out last month because I had a lot of challengers that would buy a challenge pack, be all in, and then never show up. And I was like tagging them every day. I'm messaging them. They're never responding to me. They're never posting. And I just felt like I was dragging all these people along, and I couldn't focus on my girls that were committed and that were putting the time and effort in. So I sent out this form and I said, you know, fill this out and get it back to me. If I don't get it back, I take it that you don't want to be in my next group. It was a game changer. Like, I had a lot of people that were super active in the beginning, and then life got busy and they quit posting, they quit responding. And then I sent this message and the form, and they're like, don't kick me out. Like, I want to keep going. Life has been busy and this and that. And I was like, for those guys, I was like, I know you're busy. I am not going to kick you out. You know, this is just a way for me to figure out where everybody is and if they're really committed or if they're just kind of there. And a couple of them, as soon as they sent that form, the next week they started all in, and they have not stopped since. So they haven't missed a workout. They've only missed maybe 1 or 2 posts in the last 3 weeks. So like I said, that was a huge game changer for me. Now, this weekly calls is something I'm kind of thinking about doing, but it also, you got to know like what your group is, your challengers are willing to do. Like, if you don't think they'll show up, or you don't think they'll sign a contract, or that might scare them off, you got to kind of know what your tribe is like too. But I am thinking about hosting these weekly Zoom calls for challengers, and each week you cover a different topic. You set it up when it works best for you, and who can show up shows up. And in the beginning, you probably won't have very many, but once they realize that it's more interactive, it's kind of a Q&A, It's just for them to get more comfortable with each other. I think more and more people will start to show up. You could go live within your group, like your Facebook group, but you'll have more interaction if you do it as a Zoom call, because you can see their faces, they can see yours, they can unmute themselves and just start talking. Like different topics that you could talk about. Week 1, you could break down like a meal plan and meal prepping, how to contact you, how to log their workouts, how to get into BOD, just all those different things. Week 2, you could talk about like how to handle a celebration or a birthday party, a holiday, things like that, and how to not feel guilty when you have those treats, because like we said, guys, this is a lifestyle, not a diet. So they're going to have treats, and we don't want them to feel guilty about it, like they screwed up all their work, because they haven't. I mean, that's just life. It's 80-20. And you can do like a Q&A style. Week 3, you can talk about comparison, because a lot of people like to compare their day 1 to somebody else's day 95. And you just can't do that. We're all on our own journey. We're all in different places in our journey. But what matters is that we're all showing up and we're all working to become our better version of ourselves. So week 3, you can kind of talk about that. You could talk about anything you see going on in your group. Like if you notice a lot of people are having illnesses, you can talk about, do you work out or do you not work out when you're ill? Tips and tricks on how to get over it a little faster. Number 1 would be Shakeology. You can, if somebody's talking about injuries, you can talk about ways to stretch or how to, make sure you're not getting injured in your workouts by using proper form, just different things like that. In week 4, you can talk about what's to come, or what they've learned, what habits they've established, what changes they've seen, and just different things like that. And at any time throughout your calls, if you kind of run out of things to say or it's kind of going stagnant, you can always turn it on to them. Week 1.
Bag.
What was that?
I think that was an accidental.
Okay. Like week 1, you could ask them their why. Like, why are they here? Week 2, 3, and 4, you could talk about non-scale victories or something that they've learned to love about themselves, or, things that they've accomplished throughout the week. Like I said, this is something I really want to start doing, and I'm just hoping I can get my people going on it. And I think it'll take some time and effort, but I think we can get there. Making it fun. This is probably one of the most important parts, guys. You want to give them the best experience. You want to make it fun. You don't want it to be like a chore or just another thing they have to do. And you can put your own spin on it. My group, like I said earlier, I have some kick-ass success partners, and we come up with a new theme every month. We have a fun name, and we put like a fun spin on it all. Like for spring, we kind of go with the seasons or what's going on. So this spring, our group name was Blooming Booties. Right now, we're Fit Firecrackers. And then once we decide on a name, I create Canva images to kind of go along with it for different aspects of our group. I will show those here in a minute. But yeah, like I said, put your own spin on it and create it, make it fun, joke around. I mean, it's not all serious. Daily check-ins. So obviously we have them check in daily and talk about, how their day went. That's the whole point of accountability. They have to check in and let us know what they did. You want to have at least one post, or 2 is better. You could even do 3 posts a day. I mean, it's totally up to you. You can do just post your sweaty selfie and tell us what you did. You could do a poll at the end of the day and have them check off all the things that they completed for the day. You could do one like in the middle of the day, do a Mindset Monday and have them post an image of a motivational quote that resonated with them. we like to do pop-up challenges from time to time, and I know a lot of coaches do. Plank challenge or sit-ups, push-ups, water, just different things like that. Make it fun, change it up. Like this Mindset Monday, you could also do Fit Tip Tuesday and give them like a fitness tip in the middle of the day. Shakeology selfie one day, Thankful Thursday, Flex It Friday, just different things like that. Spice up your post too. It's Canva, it's really easy to do in Canva. You can start simple, and as you learn more, which I'm slowly doing thanks to Kelsey, you can make them more exciting. Try to include a picture of yourself so that it's not always just quotes. I think if they see our faces, they're going to stop and look at it more. And then, like I said, spice it up with a fun quote or graphics or anything like that. And you want to make sure every challenger has a comment under their post. Don't just give them a likes or a thumbs up or a heart, comment, reply to them, tell them awesome job. Or if they say they struggle, be like, it's okay, I've been there too. Or can I help you? Or how'd you like that workout? Interact with them and let them know that they matter, that you're really there for them. Okay. One thing that we're doing this month, instead of always posting a sweaty selfie on our check-in, we've asked them to do like a picture of their workout shoes or their favorite workout outfit. I think one of them is their favorite water bottle, their favorite thing to do in the summer, so you can always change it up, and it doesn't have to be just a sweaty selfie. Go live occasionally. Go live and share like meal planning tips or tricks, or a meal prep trick that you've learned along the way. Or just go live to shout somebody out because you notice they're doing an awesome job that day. Just interact, guys. That is the biggest thing I can tell you, is interact with them. Virtual workouts. I think my pages got mixed up, but that's okay. We'll go here. Virtual workouts. This is something newer that we have started. Originally, you can do it a couple different ways. You can have an open Zoom link, like attached to the comments of your cover photo. And anytime anybody's working out, they can hop on and work out. And then, if anybody else is working out at that same time, then they're working out together. We started out that way and nobody used it, including ourselves, because we always forgot about it. So we started to set a date and time to do our virtual workouts. So we do ours every Saturday, hence the name Saturday Sweat Sesh. And to start, we had each other we put up a poll and had everybody vote on what time would work best for them that weekend. And then we would try to do the time that accommodated for the most people. This month, we are trying to stick with just the same time every Saturday to see if it causes a little less confusion and we can get more people on. Summer is difficult because a lot of people are traveling and with the holidays, so our numbers haven't been real huge, but they are, every week is somebody new. And I enjoy it because it gets my butt up Saturday morning. Otherwise, I wouldn't get up. I'd sleep in and skip Saturday because that's what I used to do. So we do ours every Saturday morning at 7 Central Standard Time. And another thing that was kind of throwing us is we have 2 different time zones. So that kind of threw us off a little bit, but 7 Central Standard Time seemed to work best for most people. So that is when we do ours. All right, make them feel special, guys, right from the start. When anybody is added to our group, we do a welcome post. So these are the posts that I create in Canva that kind of match our theme. The ones here are from last month, which our theme was beach and state of mind. So I create these in Canva. I share them with all my success partners. When they have somebody new, they put their picture in, change the name, and post it, and we do a warm welcome. We shout them out, say, hey, everybody, welcome so-and-so. She's a new mom. and is ready to take back her health and fitness, or she's a busy mom who is just starting her fitness journey. Everybody, she's looking for the accountability that we have to offer here in this group. Can you guys give her a warm welcome? And then they are just like, right away, they feel, oh, hey, they do really care, you know? This wasn't just about a sale. Next, shout them out. We do a Challenger of the Week every Saturday. So we vote Friday as coaches that run the group. We vote Friday, or we, talk amongst ourselves Friday afternoon, Friday evening, and decide on one challenger that we have noticed has really upped their game that week. Whether they just came back from, falling off the wagon, or come back from a vacation and they've committed 100% since then, or, they post every day and they comment on everyone else. We watch for those things and we keep track of those things, and then we pick one challenger and shout them out every Saturday. We have gotten awesome feedback from this. A couple of them have, that were started out, a couple of my coaches that started out as challengers and got this Challenger of the Week. Like, they said that was the thing they were striving for. Like, they wanted to be Challenger of the Week, and they felt so proud once they got it, because they knew that we recognized all their hard work. And then celebrate them. We started out doing like a recognition post every week, but as we got more people in the group, it became a little bit harder. So now we have started doing it twice a month. We do it about halfway through and then again at the end. But every coach tracks their girls, their comments, and keeps track of them. And then we update a file on Google Sheets, and then we create this Canva image that lists all of their, how many times they've commented. And then we go, this month we have started going live and talking about it and shouting out, excuse me, the ones that are in like the top 5, minus us coaches, obviously. And just give them a little extra recognition and say, hey, we see you, you're doing great, keep it up. And then it also helps those that have kind of fallen off. If they're really competitive, they're like, oh crap, I'm behind, like I need to step up here. And then at the end of the month, again, we go live, celebrate them, shout them out. But the top 5 girls are entered for a random drawing for a prize. So we do, like a shaker cup or headband or Shakeology sampler pack, the box of Energize samples, something little. And for our pop-up challenges too, we do a random drawing for those that participated and do a gift for that too. It's a little bit smaller than the Challenger of the Month, we call them at the end. Let's see here. Sorry guys, I have notes. Another thing you can do, and I know Kelsey and Christina do this, is the accountability bet. So you have everybody pay a certain amount. They have to, post their selfie. They have to vote on the poll and then comment on somebody else. And then at the end of the month, the person with the most wins the pot of money. If everybody comments every day, then you at least get your money back, type of thing. So that's another way to get them to participate. And Kelsey, you guys have had awesome luck with that, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah, it seems to do really well. We've had it slow down in the summer, but yeah, I mean, it's always helped our engagement a lot.
Yeah, and we've talked about adding that in the future, but we are trying some other things too, because we had some that were hesitant about paying the money. So, but I think that's what we'll do this fall, maybe. Okay, so running a group as a new coach is going to look different as a veteran coach. As a new coach, you're going to use like your coaches or your uplines group. Okay, so like when I first started, I helped run Brooke's group. Like I'd post one day a week in Brooke's group with a bunch of other coaches. And that's perfectly fine, because you don't want to start your group on your own and only have like 1 or 2 people in it, because you just won't have the interaction. So you want to use your coaches group to start, but be active in it, okay? Interact with your challengers. Let them know you're there. They need to see your face daily, and they need to see that you are watching, okay? Because sometimes, you know, those groups get pretty big. And you want to invite daily to that group. So the more people you can get in there, the better. Then you're able to kind of start your own. Once you're more of a veteran coach, or you have, you know, a larger number of challengers, you can break off and start your own group or run it with a success partner. Brooke paired me with Stephanie and Christina, and we have been running our own challenge groups, I want to say 8 or 9 months, maybe more. And it has worked out great for us. We are growing like crazy. I now have 2 of my coaches that are helping run it, who started out as challengers, and then they each have a coach that is helping run it. And then Cara has joined us as well. But you want to pick an official start date. As a veteran coach, when you've got a large following and you've got a lot of people coming to you, or you're reaching out, you want to have an official start date, and you want to invite and follow up like crazy until that day. So like an open enrollment is what a lot of people call it. Once your group starts, I mean, it's okay to continue inviting, but you want to kind of switch your focus to your challengers and give them the best experience possible. Okay. And then that also allows you to focus more on your downline, and helping your coaches. You can focus on hitting Success Club and helping your coaches hit Success Club. Whereas a new coach, you know, you want to hit Success Club and you don't have as many people, so you got to keep inviting to get to that. Now, I'm not saying like as a veteran coach, as we stop inviting, I can't say we because I'm not really a veteran coach. You can't just like stop inviting in general, but you're not gonna probably hype up the challenge group as much once you're in the middle of it as you do like the week leading up to it. So you kind of have to have like a monthly marketing plan in play so that you really know your dates, and you can push to help hit the club, hit Success Club. I know Kate Morgan, or is it not? It's Kate Schultz now. She said that she just completely stops following up with people that didn't commit during open enrollment until the end of the group. Then she goes back and follows up and says, hey, since you missed my last one, you know, I've got open enrollment for this group. Are you ready to commit? And she said, oftentimes they're like, yes, I was so mad I missed that last time. I'm ready. And then they jump in. But again, she has a very large following, so she can like quit following up completely. If you don't have a large following or downline, you got to keep following up with them. And then lastly, make them believers, guys. This is all about giving them the best experience possible. You want the group to be fun, interactive, get out there, you know, show your face, let them know you're there. If they get them the results, you get them the results, they're going to become believers and they're going to want to share it. You know, be their friend even when they're not fully committed to their group, because you never know when they're going to be ready to jump back on. And when they do jump back on, they may just take off and become your next diamond coach. Okay. So build those relationships, be their friend, be there for them, and just let them know you truly care about them, that they weren't just another sale. Okay. And if you do so, they kind of see the bigger picture of what our company is all about. And then they become coaches and they want to pay it forward and they bring on new people. And then the cycle just continues. And that's how you grow your team. My coaches have all been challengers. My runners, I should say. I have a few that are discount coaches, but my runners all started out as challengers. And at first they told me no to coaching. And then they realized what this was all about and the experiences that they had, and they jumped in and they wanted to pay it forward. So like I said, you never know where that next runner is going to come from. So treat them all that way. Treat them all the same. You know, like this quote says, you want to inspire people, and you want someone to look and say, because of you, I didn't give up. I think that is more of what we are here for than just another weight loss company. Okay. I know a lot of people have built amazing relationships with their challengers and their coaches and their teammates because of the inspiration, the love, and the support. So that is all I got. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Any questions? I see the chat's like full here.
Yeah, do you want to go through the chat and just
well,
some feedback? That was amazing.
Yeah, the form definitely made a difference.
I can share that for you, and I honestly, it wasn't my, you know who it was that Lindsay, I forgot her last name. I'm still friends with her. Lindsay, I forgot her name. She was she's on it from another team. She was a guest speaker on our call once, and she talked about it, and it really makes a difference. I don't do it every month. I do it, Ashley and I do it maybe like every other month, but it really makes a difference because it asks them about like co-coaching. So I had two girls who were like, yeah, I've actually kind of been interested in coaching, so I added them to my sneak peek. Or it asks about products that they're interested in trying, because I think a lot of times people like see our posts and stuff, but they kind of forget that they want to try it. So this way it's like, oh, I really think you'd love Hydrate. Here's the link, you know, because they might not go out of their way to message you about it, but if you see it on the form and you just send them a link, it's like super easy for them to just click it and check out. I ask about PD. It's just a really good way to kind of check in. But like I said, I can't take credit for it. But yeah, I love it too.
Yeah, I couldn't take credit for it either.
I'll share it in the group.
I know some people do like an exit form too at the end of the group. Like, what would you like to see differently?
Oh, I like that.
You know, are you happy with the program you're doing? Do you need help finding another one? You know, different things like that.
Yes.
So, yeah. This looks like Jamie, yes, Canva is an app, but the internet version, like they said, is a lot easier.
So much easier.
It's not as stubborn. The app is stubborn. And my images changed from the computer to the app. I don't even know how.
Yeah, it's annoying. Perfect.
Anybody else have any other questions?
Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, I do. So do you restart your group every month, like into a new group, or is it like an ongoing group?
No, it's an ongoing group. And we haven't been real great lately, but typically we go back and like we delete old posts.
That's smart.
Except for on Thursdays, we were doing a recipe post every Thursday. So I was leaving those because I was adding them to the files. Like I was adding that post to the files so people could go back and find the recipes. That's one thing I didn't talk about, but we utilize the files a lot. And I know a lot of people use meal plans within their challenge groups, and that's one thing we started this month. Like we did like a full month of just dinners so that people that have kids or picky eaters, they can kind of pick and choose which meals they wanted. And then every Saturday or Friday night or Saturday, releasing like the 7-day with breakfast and lunch ideas as well. So we've gotten good feedback on it so far. It's very time consuming, but.
Yeah. So is just one coach in your group making the meal plan, or how do you guys divide that out?
We did a Google Doc and like everybody found recipes, and then we just put the link for the recipes in the Google Doc. I did it this week. I will probably pass the torch on to someone else. Lindsay, if you volunteer for next week, since I'll be gone.
But that's all stuff that we can and should be sharing in the Liberate group.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I can definitely
Randy, you do one, like we can take it, and if we like, so then we're not all doing so much work.
Yeah,
you
and like my template kind of came from the one that Kelsey shared in the Liberate files. So I used her 5-day meal plan from the Liberate files and just kind of changed it up and then added the links for the recipes that we found. And most of my recipes I took straight from the Beachbody blog. I'm not even kidding. I was like, oh, that looks good. Copy. Yeah. That looks good. Copy, paste, you know. Mm-hmm. And then we threw some in from Pinterest that aren't, you know, necessarily like 100% healthy, but they're kid friendly because, I mean, like we said, it's a lifestyle. You're going to have those days. You need just something quick and that, you know, your kids are going to eat without a fight.
Totally. Yeah, I use the Beach Buddy blog a lot, as I feel like I'm cheating some of the time. But like if I want to check in with my challengers, I'll be like, hey, I just want to check in. How's everything going? Oh, and I thought you might like this, you know, recipe or this blog or whatever.
I have not used it much, and I need to start.
It has a lot of good stuff on it.
It does. I started looking around. I was like, dang, that looks good. That looks good.
Yeah.
So.
Love it. And, you know, just kind of point out the obvious here, like we were, Randy was saying how, you know, we're changing lives and like, not to get all like sappy here, but you know, the people in here who were my people who have now, like, for example, Kelsey and I met for the first time last year at Summit, and she was like, just like Randy was, like she started as this random girl, like, you know, we total cold market. And then she was, you know, kind of skeptical, and then she became a customer, and then she became a coach, and now she's a rock star on our team, and we met last year at Summit, and the same thing's happening with Randy this year, you know? So, like, how Randy was saying how we changed lives, and we've really made, like, these strong connections, like, it's just, it's crazy to think about, you know, like, what we're doing here and the impact that it has.
Yeah, I was watching a call from Kate that, you know, like, her bridesmaids, two of her bridesmaids were like one was her accountability buddy, and then the other was, you know, someone she had met in the challenge group. So
Ashley Dyson was in her, was in her wedding.
Yeah, Ashley Dyson was one, and then one of her other ones was her accountability buddy. So if you never know what, you know, relationship you're going to build with your challengers. I've had one tell me that, you know, I helped them through like one of the darkest periods of their life. They had some personal stuff going on, and I noticed they had fallen off. I checked in on them. I said, yeah, I just have a lot of personal stuff going on right now. You know, this and that. I said, well, I'm here if you need anything, totally non-judgmental. You need somebody to talk to, just, you know, let me know. And so I think that part of it's important too. Just let them know you're there, that you're totally judgment-free zone to post whatever they want, and let them know that they can post in the group too. They find a kick-ass recipe, post it. They have a cool workout song, share it, you know, let them know that the floor is open for them too, that it's not just us.
Right.
We have a lot of people that they post questions that they have, or they share a recipe that they found, you know. This is more interactive. Facebook does kind of make it crappy sometimes when they bury certain posts, but there's only so much we can do about that. I mean, if it's something really important, you can pin it to the top.
Yeah, and going back to what you had said about the app, like I tried it a couple times, but I honestly, and to be honest though, I haven't really given it a fair shot lately, but I never kind of went back to it.
Yeah.
So, but people should know. I think they've heard some feedback from some top coaches, and I think they've added features and stuff so it mimics Facebook a little bit better. But
yeah, because I was watching a call that Ashley Molstead did, and it kind of mimics Facebook. Like, you can post different threads that they can comment on, but then it allows you to see if they're drinking their Shakeology easier or not.
Yeah,
we do that in our nightly poll, so you can see who is doing it that way too. But sorry.
Mom.
Hi,
buddy. Hi. No, that's perfect. Does anybody have any other questions? This was like seriously so awesome.
This is such a great call. I think it like reminds you that no matter like what your goal is, like we all want to like, you know, hit Success Club and like hit a rank advancement, but like don't forget where you started and like who you started with, because I think so often we focus on like the next person changing their life, and this is a good refresher, like to focus on who you started with.
But I do think as a team, not just Liberate, but like the Team Boom team, I think we do a good job doing this. I think there's a lot of teams and coaches out there that, you know, do have that mentality that they're just have it changing, you know, just selling as many challenge packs as they can. And I think, you know, the Realmans have done a really good job kind of setting that precedent that we're truly here to to help as many people as we can and change as many lives as we can. But yeah, this is a really good like reminder of all the things that we get caught up in all of the things that we want to do, and then you forget, so there are a lot of good takeaways, things that I want to start implementing in my group for sure. Cool. All right. Well, thank you. So fingers crossed, I'm going to figure out how to take this from the cloud and put it on YouTube somehow. But I will do it, and I will get it uploaded as soon as possible. And reminder that Summit is coming up. If you're not going, please make every effort to like tune in and follow along and share. And if you are going, we can't wait to see you so soon. Yay. All right. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for taking the time to be here. I appreciate it.